Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Adventure Boat. My name is Kelly.
I'm Trevor.
Hey, today we're gonna show you exactly how to install a rooftop tent and a 270 awning.
Yes, we are.
You're so enthusiastic.
I know. I'm not a morning
All you gotta
person.
do is stay tuned. That's all you gotta do.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and we have tons of overlanding content just for you.
That's right, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see.
And we know you will.
Yes, you will.
So today we're gonna install a rooftop tent. I got a brand new rooftop tent from Ironman 4x4. It's the Nomad. I don't remember the designator.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, but it is a iCamper style hard shell, half folded. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's
cool. Adding the hard shell factor to it, because honestly the worst part of a rooftop tent is the soft bag.
Yeah.
Like getting that on and off is just a pain in the butt. Having the hard top, it's gonna make it a lot easier, a lot more fast for setup.
A lot more faster.
Faster.
And the 270 awning is also from Ironman, which will provide a lot more shade for the setup.
The awning is really cool because it's freestanding, so you can just pull it out really quick, easy setup. However, if it is anything, you know, a moderate breeze, you still probably want to stake it down.
Yeah, there is an option for that.
Yep.
Also, these are new products from Ironman 4x4, so we'll definitely be doing some reviews here in the future for these two pieces. Yeah, it's a brand new line from Ironman. They expanded their line of rooftop tents and awnings. So pretty excited to see how these work out, and we'll let you guys know in the future.
Yes, we will. And for now, let's do it.
Step one is gonna be unpackaging everything and open the tent up to get everything out. I'm not real crazy on how this opens. What it is it's a strap here and there's a Velcro. This one is only just on, but when it's doubled over into the lock position, trying to get this strap out with the hook side here and the loop here just makes it really tricky to actually get through. See, it's fighting itself to get through because the hook wants to get into the loop there and just stay there. First impressions of the tent, the strapping system to hold it down, I'm not a big fan of so far. We'll see how that progresses in the future. And the hardware just feels very, just kind of not high quality. The bolts are painted and it is a bolt-on system. My Yakima tent is actually a clamp on. It uses just one screw drive to get it on there. It's really, really convenient. This is more of an old school bolt-on. In that same sense, I really don't remove my tent, so it really is not a big deal for me. I always just leave it on my truck now. I stopped taking it off and on because we do so many trips. It wasn't worth it. And the next step is going to be mounting the rooftop tent onto the truck. No hardware installed, just put it up there, the hardware goes on after the fact. Now there are a lot of different mounting ways the different manufacturers mount the tents. The most popular way is this way with just a bolt-on plate basically that goes on. You're gonna need some kind of bar system to receive it, obviously. I have the Yakima Aero bars mounted to my RLD Designs canopy. Whatever system you have, whether it be an aero bar, round bar, square bar, make sure that whatever you're mounting it on will accept that bar system because some won't, they're not always cross-compatible.
Come on, bro. All right, done.
Cool, see you later.
That was a lot better.
Now we've got the tent placed on the truck. We're gonna use the factory hardware after we kind of center everything up. Once you get it bolted in, you don't be moving around a whole lot. It's just gonna be a pain. So we're gonna get its final destination set on the truck and use the factory hardware to get it locked down. The mounting hardware confused Trevor, so it's probably gonna confuse you as well. So let me explain it slowly for some people. This is the mounting bracket that goes into the U-channel that goes under the tent that's laying on the bars. You want the deeper side of it to receive the bolt. So bolt's gonna go in and it's gonna lock into this channel just like so. So now these two will slide into the bar on either side and sit there. And then you'll take the bracket here, thank you, Vanna. You're gonna have this bracket here and it's going to insert under the bar and then these two bolts will lock into it and then it's literally putting the nut on. Now a weird thing that Ironman did was they actually put nuts in the package, but there's no washers. So we've got a bunch of washers we're gonna use to put on just it's safer. It's a better way to do it.
Yeah, they are nylon lock nuts though, so they are good quality. I'll lift, you transition the first two, and then, ready? Wrong way, bro.
Seems like not a single day goes by they don't have to modify something to fit something else. So unfortunately, the bases on this don't fit under my aero bars, and it's just too wide. So I basically end up having to cut this down, and so it fits in the bracket a little bit better to be able to clear underneath the bars. So now we're gonna feed these through under the bar, lift the tent up, and put the bolts down on top of it because the bolts are really long.
Yeah, it's not, hold on, I'm coming over. It's angled.
We've got all the plates underneath, no nuts yet. Now we're gonna center the tent again and then put the washers and nuts on and lock it in.
When setting up a tent, you always want to make sure that if you have an awning, that your brackets are far enough in that if you mount the tent, it's not covering where you bolt on. Then you have to remove the tent to put these on and then put the tent back. We should have space on this to put the awning afterwards, so we're moving ahead with the tent install.
Hang on, we got some bad news here.
What?
This bolt is so long, it's actually impacting on the
Impacting on what?
on the plate where the
Oh,
vent
for the
thing is.
vent?
Yeah. We have to lift the side up, and I'm gonna have to pull it out and cut it down.
Well, pull it out through the front because
Yeah.
that's a lot closer.
Honestly, I should cut all these bolts down because there's
make
no
it a
way
lot-
you're gonna get a bolt on here. So all these bolts are too long to be able to work with my application. I'm actually have to cut them down almost in half. They actually wouldn't even, they were touching the RLD Designs canopy. So if I cut them in half, it'll make it easier for install for the future. So it's gonna take us a while to cut these 8 bolts down, but it just needs to happen. Got all the bolts cut down, now we're getting it installed. Got it all bolted in. Definitely wasn't easy. It's a very, very tight tolerance. This is much more low profile than what my Yakima was, which just made it that much harder to get your hands under the tent to tighten everything down, but we got it done.
Yeah, the ratcheting wrenches, 13 millimeter on those, but these are indispensable for this.
Yeah, especially when you cut the bolts down so you can actually get it on there. We wouldn't have been able to have you not cut those bolts down.
They supply a nice wrench and everything, which is really cool, but the ratcheting just makes it a lot faster.
Yeah, and now we're putting on the end caps.
Yep, and that'll do it.
All right, it's all installed, everything's locked down. Now we're just gonna set it up and make sure that everything works properly.
Yep, trust but verify.
Always. We got the tent all set up and I could not find the poles anywhere. We went through the whole tent. I had Trev go through the tent. They were nowhere, but the spring poles were actually on the top tent. They were apparently on the bottom. I didn't see them when I unfolded it. And yeah, so they just went to the top with the whole thing getting set up. So if you can't find them, look on top of your tent. They might be hiding there.
There's 2 different lengths of poles. These are long ones for the door, short ones for the windows.
I'm here inside my new Ironman tent, the Nomad, and it's really, really spacious. It's very nice. The Yakima tent had more of a fabric cover on the mattress. This has like a microfiber cover. It's much more plush, much more enjoyable to lay on. The back part of the wall here is covered in a soft fabric as well. The Cordura, the shell of the material, is the same as the Yakima. It's like a really heavy duty Cordura, and the whole tent is just really nice. All the windows have a mesh and then a solid fabric cover to block the wind and the bugs. So yeah, this is a really nice tent. It also has a rod that goes from the top to keep the whole material up off your head when you're sitting in it. And it also probably will help with wind as well. So this is a really nice setup. One thing I really like is the ladder. The steps are actually angled up to give you a more flat surface getting in. The Yakima ones were at just a flat perpendicular setup, so it actually, if you're trying to get in and out with just your spare feet, it would it actually hurt your feet. So this is a really nice setup. Initial impressions, I really like the tent. It's actually higher quality than what I was expecting. All of these tents are made in China, so you have to have a certain level of expectation, and mine was pretty low. But yeah, it's a really nice tent.
Yeah, low expectations, you'll never be disappointed.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I would say that 80% of all the tents in this market are made in China, outside of iCamper made in North Korea, or South Korea. Definitely not North Korea. It'd be a bad tent. And then you have Go Fast Camper made here in the USA. So yeah.
Yeah, I think for what it is, I mean, it's a similar style to the iCamper, but is it an iCamper?
No.
No, but it's half the cost of an iCamper, and I think you're getting a lot of value for that cost. They've put a lot of attention to detail in the tent, and I really like that. On the spring poles, the little rubber end caps on there so it doesn't rip the canvas, which is nice. On the windows, they have reinforced fabric on the corners where it's attached. A lot of nice little details in it. Yeah,
definitely. However, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. There are a couple drawbacks to this tent that I've noticed. First off is the system to hold it down. 3 Velcro straps that you have to fight to get through the D-ring.
Yeah.
I just don't like that that system. It's just not a really efficient way to get it in and out. And there were some aluminum shavings on the mattress when we opened it up, so that's not a huge deal, but it's just those little details that they matter.
Yeah. I wish they would have used like a ratcheting buckle system like on snowboard bindings and everything. It's a really quick, easy, secure means of attachment, and I dig that style.
We'll definitely do a long-term review on this tent and give you our final thoughts after a few months of use, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna hold up, but time will tell.
For sure. Now we're getting into mounting the 270 awning, and mounting 270 awnings are just like any other awning. It's basically going to be 2 brackets like so, and then some kind of mounting hardware. This is the mounting hardware from the Ironman, and this is very traditional for any kind of awning mounting.
Yeah, pretty much. However, Kelly has the Yakima crossbars, and they take a special kind of mounting.
Yeah, it's a arrow bar with an extrusion in the middle of it to mount accessories. So luckily, Trev gave me eye bolt mounts.
Yeah.
And of that kit, we're actually going to use the base, which slides into the extrusion part of it to be able to bolt some other bolts that I have that he's holding on to but not showing. Those guys. And those bolts will basically sink through these 2 holes here and be able to mount into the Yakima arrow bar.
Into that guy.
So I have to mention that this is by far the beefiest awning mount I have ever seen. I know the 270s are they're a bit heavier because obviously there's a lot more material and a lot more hardware to it, but this mount is just like, I don't even know, a 1/4 inch thick aluminum bent over. Like this is really nice.
I've had a 270 awning on one of my trailers, and the mounts, I use the front runner mounts, not as beefy as this.
Right.
I've used 23-0 mounts, not as beefy as this. This thing is stout.
And also, as Trev just pointed out, that there actually is a taller and shorter end if you can flip these around. So you actually, the awning will sit higher or lower depending on which way you orient these. So I want it as high as possible. So if you look at it, you can see that the holes are offset from each other.
So that means on the Tacoma, putting in the high configuration would be good, but the Land Cruiser, because that thing is so tall, you could actually flip it and have it lower so you can still reach it easier.
This is the bracket built, and all it is going to be a bolt, a lock washer, a flat washer, and then the actual insert to the extrusion here on the bottom, and this should just slide right in the hole. In this situation, this is obviously just going to slide right in. Yours might just clamp onto your bars, or however you have to figure out how to mount it. That's going to be your choice. Just make sure that you think about the things that might come later, like a tent or something else to that effect.
Now that we have the awning unpacked, we do is open it up, and there's little rubber stoppies right here. Pull those out. Okay, and then you take your included hardware, got 4 seamless bolts, and you slide 2 on the top. Two on the bottom. Reinstall the little rubber stoppies. Put the flaps back down. Now we can slide one further out that way, top and bottom, and then we'll actually mount these to the mounts already installed on the truck rack. Logo up, zipper down.
Also keep in mind when ordering, these are side dependent. They will only swing open one way. So I got mine on the driver's side because I like my tent open out on the passenger side. So make sure when you're ordering them, you order them correctly. And to align these, you want to make sure that the back of the awning is lined up with the back of your truck. That way when you open it and it flips around, it's just going to swing with enough clearance to cover the whole back of the truck. You don't have a big gap there or it hits your tent.
Oh, where's your washers and your lock?
I didn't put them on, I just put the bolts on.
What the hell?
I just put the nuts on. We have to move it.
Bro, you can still move it with all that stuff on.
It's just gonna be harder and I want to put all that crap on it.
Oh yeah, like, yeah.
That is impossible. That's nearly impossible to move. Thank God for my superhuman strength. That's all I can say. And I've got it adjusted so that the back of this is, you know, maybe 6 inches back from the tent. That way it'll swing around and cover the whole back of the truck nicely. All right, now we're gonna deploy the awning, make sure everything works and functions properly.
Over the camera.
Just made it. Just made it. Still going. For this opposite end where the 270 awning is wrapped around the back of the truck, you actually get this leash in the hardware kit, and what this basically is just a ratchet strap that just locks in, doesn't actually ratchet. So I don't even know what you call that.
Cam lock.
Cam lock. It's cam lock strap. So look, learning stuff every day.
Man.
So this just basically goes through, it hooks onto something, I'm gonna hook it on my rack. There's a fabric hook here on the end that it's pretty obvious it latches into, and then this is gonna go to a licensing toy.
Quite like a toy.
All right, so this is the awning. It's on and it looks really good. It's really nice quality. Like the fabric feels good. All the aluminum bars feel really good. It feels sturdy. I'm pretty impressed with this new line that Ironman's come out with.
Yeah, I mean, stout is the word that I'm gonna use. I mean, the Velcro strips on it, I mean, there's 2-inch Velcro strips. I mean, just every detail on it is just stout.
Yeah, and this video is not sponsored by Ironman at all, but I feel like we are just raving about Ironman's new line, but it's well earned, honestly.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of research and, you know, a lot of thought that went into this launch. So I think they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, kudos to them. We have one more thing we have to do to this thing.
Oh yeah. Light kit.
That's kind of why we waited for the nighttime to see how it would work.
Yeah.
Let's do that. What we have here is a purpose-made light kit for the 270 awning. It actually slides right inside the aluminum extrusion here with 3M tape. Obviously it's going to adhere to it, and then hooks into a cigarette lighter, like a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug.
So there's 3 of these lights, and it comes with this connector, which ties all 3 into one, and then one into a 12-volt cigarette. So you can run this directly into your car accessory or your secondary battery if you've got a cigarette outlet.
And all 3 of these lights, they all connect right here at the apex of where the awning deploys. So the connections, there's a detent. Make sure you just put the detent in the right spot when you're making this insertion.
Why do you say so dirty?
Oh, there it goes. I'm like, this does not want to go in.
Having problems getting it in the D10, huh?
So now we have 3 into 1.
Now 1 into controller. I'm good with the D10. Now the controller into the 12 volt socket. And this is a different style plug. Just straight in and then twist.
All right, hit it. All right, so that's the 270 awning. It's really cool. Like, I am super excited about this thing. This is gonna provide tons of shade for the summertime, tons of cover if it rains, which is pretty rare for what we do, but you know, it's here if we need it.
Yeah, for sure. I actually have the bigger version of this one.
Wait, there's a bigger version?
Yeah, there's a bigger version.
Oh! I thought this was the biggest.
No, there's a bigger version. It's gonna go on the GX once we source a roof rack.
Yeah, so that will be step 8 on the GX build.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, this is awesome. I'm excited about it. The lights are really cool. This was kind of why I mean, granted, we got held up doing other installs.
Yeah.
But that was one of the main reasons why I kind of wanted to wait to do the awning at night so we could see these lights and just kind of show them off.
Yeah. It's not because it took forever and we were working super late at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
As usual.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we're definitely going to have, I'll go out, we're going to go out in the desert, we're going to shoot a bunch of B-roll, and I'll show you guys that, and this thing should be pretty sweet. I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this install. I hope it was helpful. If it was, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Adventure Built need you to subscribe so that we grow and that more people get to see our awesome videos, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.